Shalom, and let's start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakakadash, double honors to the apostles, and the Elsgar millstone citations to the Ophelet that's pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth and all faith, truth, and sincerity. This I'm one about back giving us sitting. This one going to real quick. Just how, it's gonna come a time where this place America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be completely, utterly burnt up on fire. When Lord Yahushua returns in the chariot, so called UFO, and like I say, Lord Yahushua, he's gonna be using laser beams to zap those, that ain't right. And then like I said, ultimately the thermonuclear missiles, coming down on America, Babylon the Great, that's gonna burn up everything that you see here, that you see in America, Babylon the Great. Everything is gonna be completely just burned up, But I'll get into it. It's Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, except the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So it's gonna come a time, the day gonna come, Lord Yahushua, like I say, he gonna destroy this place, America, Babylon the Great. He gonna take down this so-called white man, Esau, so-called white people, red Edomite devils that's in power. All that do wickedly. 2/3 Israelites, 2/3 Israel, so-called Negro Latino natives. That's not part of the righteous number of the 144,000. Gonna be destroyed in the second death. The fire, by way of, like I said, the laser beam chariot, so-called UFO, when Lord Yahushua return, and then ultimately the thermonuclear missiles, right? Just gonna come raining down upon America, Babylon the Great, but like the elect is gonna be, the elect of the so-called Negro Latino natives is gonna be beamed up in the chariot and not have to deal with that second death. Ain't gotta deal with that fire, ain't gotta deal with Lord Yahweh wrath and judgment that he's gonna bring upon America, Babylon the Great, so everything you see here gonna be burnt up, it isn't gonna be neither root nor branch. Ain't gonna be nothing standing, man. This place America, Babylon the Great, gonna be nothing but a desert, man. When Lord Yahushua, destroy this place, it ain't gonna take nothing but an hour to do it. 1 hour to destroy this place, America, Babylon the Great. Everything you see here gonna be completely, just utterly burnt up, man. But I'll go from there. I'm gonna go to Zechariah 14. I ain't gonna make this too long of a sitting. Just Zechariah 14. And let's see, what is it? It's like, yeah. It's wait a minute. That's 14. Hold up. Oh, Slocky, forgive me, hold up. Wait a minute. Give me the wrong one, man. Sorry, real quick. Okay, Slocky. Okay, I found it. Make sure, okay. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Let me read it again. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So the so-called Negro, Latino natives, all the Israelites, the true chosen people of the Lord, their flesh shall consume their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So that's what's going to happen. That fire, from the thermonuclear missiles, it's gonna, it's gonna just disintegrate, burn, burn up everybody and everything in America, Babylon the Great. And I say, an example of this scripture right here, the movie Terminator. I think Terminator 2, with Sarah Connor. She had that dream or vision, whatever, like seeing, getting burnt up, by that, by the fire, by the missiles, right? And those coming down on LA, but she saw, herself getting burnt up, like I said, that's an example of the scripture, talking about Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, so I'm gonna go from there to go to let me see. I'll go to 2nd Ezra 16. 16. I'll go to 2nd Ezra 16 to 13. 2nd Ezra 16:13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So some of them words, that's that old English. I was trying to find. I read it, but let me see, cause I don't see. Let me see something. They got the standard. I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think they got. Let me see. So I thought they would have had. Matter of fact, yeah, I think they. Let's see. I think yeah, this is the one. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna get it again and read it. Yeah, old English. So this 2nd Ezra 16:13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So yeah. So that's talking about the thermonuclear missiles. We're talking about the arrows. So the arrows, all the thermonuclear missiles that gonna be shot towards America, Babylon the Great. It's gonna be 200 million missiles. That's gonna come raining down on America, Babylon the Great. Everything here is gonna be destroyed, man. Everyone and everything. Everyone is not right. Those that not are part of righteous number of the 144,000. The elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives. Hopefully I'm part of righteous number. Only the elect of Israel is gonna be, to escape that, second death, from the Lord Yahweh Yahushua when he returns, in the chariot shall call your foe, So let's see. So with that, I didn't want to make it too long. So hope this was edifying. Again, like about President Glow to Yahweh Yahushua Bahashim Kakadash to the let's say again, again, like about President to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Harakakadash to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakim brothers, to the few Akwaf, sisters that do listen, keep the faith. And y'all shy, keep fighting with that. Said Shalom.